for Big Ten game number 2 for both of these squads. Home teams in conference play, they have fared well at home. We'll see if that trend continues tonight with our doubleheader. First, this matchup, and then Michigan and Illinois. Thanks for settling in with us, everybody.
Let's see if Wisconsin can get a lean forward and Kobe King going. Those two can be aggressive. I think that bodes well for the Badgers on the road.
Here's Trice, the experienced veteran, but a bad pass. He does not turn it over often, but Reavers wasn't ready for that one.
Yeah, you know, and when Trice is in that position, I think he was 14 feet or so away from the bucket. You got to shoot that.
So Indiana coming off Wisconsin off the 20-point win over Indiana. Rutgers, meanwhile, that 77-65 loss. Good start for them here. Geo Baker right to the rim, and he only had 4 points in East Lansing.
Yeah, that's a great call. Set play. Ran Harper off of a screen, like misdirection action, and then there's a clear out. Baker takes advantage.
And then Baker getting his hand in there, causing that steal. Up ahead, Montez Mathis. No, Harper may have gotten pushed, no call.
Well, Wisconsin very fortunate in that exchange. Rutgers coming out aggressive defensively, active hands.
Steve Peichel, as always, energetic on the sideline and forcing another early Wisconsin turnover as we go back to that Baker bucket.
Yeah, you saw the clear out. I know Wisconsin fans are like, where's the help? Well, great execution by Rutgers and the quick hands right there by Geo Baker. Maybe got away with a little bit of hug there, too.
Geo Baker, talking to him earlier today at shoot-around, said he wasn't very pleased with his performance at Michigan State. Although he did have 5 assists, no turnovers, but as we said, just the 4 points. They need to get him on track tonight. Harper, that's a tough step back, and he airballed it. But how about Miles Johnson with 2?
Well, I tell you what, Greg Gard is upset. Going to his bench early. Looks like Tyler Wall's going to come in for a lean forward. Sealing off Johnson on the backside.
Johnson, just 15 minutes in that game against Michigan State. He fouled out, just couldn't stay on the floor. But a good start for him as well. There go the Badgers late shot clock. Reavers, extra pass. Davis into the corner. Get it out. And swallowing up the rebound, Harper.
Your boy was fortunate that time. Look, Davison wide open.
Baker, no off the heel. Offensive board again, and if you thought Greg Gard was unhappy with the Johnson offensive board, he's going to be really unhappy there as they let Yeboah sneak in. 5th-year head coach. Yeah, his look right now says it all.
Yes, it does. And it's always refreshing, Brandon, when we get a chance to talk to these coaches. And Greg Gard is kind of what you see is what you get. He's going to tell you like it is. It's like, hey, we got to make shots. Keep guys going offensively on the road, and you know, their defense has been fairly consistent, but they just have not made shots.
One thing that they did do against Indiana was make shots in that first half. They looked so much more comfortable, to your point, than Colson. They put up 47 against Indiana in that first half.
Yeah, Indiana had been very impressive before that game, so it's a big win for the Badgers. Oh, wow.
There's another travel. 3 early turnovers for Wisconsin. And Wisconsin, they are all out of sorts right now.
See, Nate Reavers got double-teamed as he's trying to break the pressure a little bit. He's got a big that's not accustomed to being in that position.
Greg Gard going even deeper on his bench.
Well, he brings Brevin Pritzel in the game, and Brevin, one senior on this group here.
Corner 3, wide open, knocking it down, Montez Mathis. Timeout, Wisconsin, as Rutgers has opened up a 9-0 lead.
In college basketball doing so, you see Larry Scarrato motioning. Now Rutgers goes back to a little bit more pressure, trying to turn it up on the Badgers.
So Wisconsin cannot keep up the momentum from that 20-point win against Indiana on the road and struggling here early.
So Greg Gard is looking for any kind of energy off the bench, but right now they're a little small are the Badgers.
Well, they needed that. Brevin Pritzel, as you mentioned, off the bench, knocks down the three.
You need an older guy to come in and settle it down. That's exactly what he did.
Redshirt senior, and then Baker no good, so a stop for Wisconsin.
It's not unusual for see Big Ten teams on the road get on the block slowly, Brandon. You've seen that throughout the early slate here.
We showed the number. Home team's 8-0 so far in conference play. Harper, he's got it. He'll dial it. No. Rutgers just 28% from outside the arc so far this season. That has been an Achilles heel for them ever since they entered the Big Ten Conference.
And you know what, Brandon, I just don't understand why you keep shooting them if you don't shoot a good percentage. I mean, these guys are athletic. They can get to the rim.
Ball from Reavers. Wisconsin better at 31%, but they have not shot at the clip they did last year. And that's going to be an offensive foul on Ron Harper Jr.
This was a good call. Harper thinks he's got a clean look, and Davison squares up beautifully, hands up. Nice job drawing the charge.
So he had the flop warning a couple of minutes ago, but as you said, no flop that time.
Yeah, and he's not going to stop setting up. That's what he does defensively.
These are the numbers we were talking about. So good at the Kohl Center, but they have not won away from the Kohl Center. Actually, neither of these teams has won away from home. All of their victories have been in the friendly confines.
Now, see, Kobe King right there did a great thing. His team is struggling from the outside. Get in the paint. Force the defense to respond. Don't let the defense dictate what you're doing offensively.
Baker resets with King on it. Harper up top, Baker, deep three. Front iron and tracked down in the corner. Crowd wanted to travel, but a timeout is going to be called. Brad Davison trying to bail out his teammate Trevor Anderson. He realized he was in some trouble.
It's a great heads-up play by Davison right there. May have saved it.
Not one away from their building.
Yeah, and that shows some of that is youth, and then some of that is just lack of confidence shooting the basketball, especially on the part of Wisconsin.
And look at, speaking of the games away from home, a couple of those are neutral games, and at NC State, they put up 52, 50, and 54, and then they exploded for 47 the first half against Indiana, 84 overall.
They jumped the Hoosiers. And right now, they seem to be settling in a little bit. Just cannot turn the ball over that much. The average is only 11 turnovers a game. So
Pritzel almost had his second three, and Stephen, they had a season-low 4 turnovers against Indiana. Well, Yeboah with a three-pointer. Rutgers 12-5.
It's almost a set play there. Secondary fast break. Baker knew exactly where Yeboah was on the trail. Hits him right at the top of the key. That's really efficient offense.
But season-low 4 turnovers for Wisconsin against Indiana. Then they had 4 of the first 5 possessions here tonight, but they're starting to settle down a bit. And knocking it down, a lean forward. So the outside shooting for both teams pretty good early.
Yeah, and that's a big plus there for the Badgers to get the lean forward going. He and Kobe King can take some pressure off this Badgers team that struggles on the road.
Paul Mulcahy in off the bench. He's got the headband for Rutgers. Good freshman guard. There's McConnell. He'll pull into the mid-range. That's a tough shot for McConnell.
It really was. At 6'7", he can elevate over most defenders. And that's got to be good for him because he's been struggling as well.
And he couldn't get anything going against Michigan State. They didn't even allow him a attempt from outside the arc. Ford again, that time no. The defense by Yeboah was good. And the basketball goes back to Rutgers.
Like somebody opened the door on him.
Ooh, yeah, a little gust of wind came through the rack.
Yeah. You saw Nate Reavers back in the game, and Greg Gard was not pleased with the way he started in terms of intensity and effort. It's so tough, Brandon, to get college guys to understand how hard you have to play each and every possession.
Yeboah, strong turn to the basket, but a little too much. And carrying it out of there, Brevin Pritzel.
You know, I'd like to see guys in that scenario try to dunk the ball. He had a beat on the rim. Reavers got there late and made him adjust the shot. Make Reavers block your dunk attempt.
Trice, stop and pop, foot on the line. That's a 2 for Dimitri Trice.
I would have paid money to be in that timeout huddle with Greg Gard and what he said to his team, because they have responded.
They were down 9-0, but since then they've looked like a different team. Here's that Yeboah play that you thought maybe he should have dunked it.
Yeah, now watch, he's got a beat on the rim. This is a set play. It's cleared out. Reavers is off balance. He went away from the shot blocker. You got to go to the rim, and you kind of got to go through a shot blocker's nose, right through his nose to get to the rim. And if you're aggressive enough, typically the referees will give you the benefit of the doubt.
Speaking of aggressive, Harper was. Johnson offensive rebound. How about Davison getting his hand in there to jar it free? Bodies all over the place, and eventually it's Young ripping it away.
Well, that's the kind of rock fight we expected tonight.
Well, Davison thought he had a charge, and then Mulcahy misses it. Wow, yeah, you talked about toughness in the open and how these two teams were physical. We saw it on that possession.
Davison comes up limping a little bit. We're going to have to watch him. He got his legs tangled up on the loose ball. Watch the shot go up. They got Miles Johnson over the top, but boy, he got a nice shot in on McConnell. They kind of dapped each other up to let each other know nothing malicious. Just a typical Big Ten rock fight.
You're right, though. Davison was not moving 100% going back on defense. Here he is with the ball down. Step back, foot on the line. Strong. Miles Johnson rebound. And then a foul reaching in. Tyler Wall picking it up.
You know what, Brandon, isn't it always interesting? There's medicine in that orange ball. Guys can get hurt on defense, and as soon as they touch that orange ball, boy, they feel a lot better.
And he's going to go to the bench, Brad Davison, and get a look.
Because he's still limping a little.
Yeah. I was surprised he took that shot. I'm not sure that's the one that Greg Gard wanted.
I think that's why he's on the bench.
Yeah. That's one you can get at any point in the shot clock.
That's right.
Here's Mulcahy. Pass deflected out of bounds, 15 to shoot. Media timeout. We're settling in. It's going to be tough. It's going to be physical. Don't go anywhere.
From the angle that we were watching, and so hopefully, good sign he's back on the bench, but this is a tough dude, man. I mean, he's played through shoulder separations. He's played through a lot of injuries in his career.
On the bench right now. Again, the athletic training staff gave him a look. Hopefully he is okay. As Rutgers has the ball out of the timeout. Trying to get it into Johnson. There's going to be a foul, and it's on Johnson. That is his Achilles heel. That's his second. And as I said earlier, Stephen, he fouled out in just 15 minutes against Michigan State.
You know what it is to me, Brandon? Okay, so he was holding Reavers there, right? But I think the reputation precedes this young man. And he gets frustrated. Now he's got to go sit. And, you know, he had a decent start to the game. Now Rutgers has to adjust.
That is a big blow for them because he is an impactful player on the inside and on defense, of course.
I totally agree. And I think he's one of the more skilled bigs that doesn't get a lot of talk in the Big Ten.
Shot clock winding down. Tough finish for the freshman from Lakeville, Minnesota, Tyler Wall.
See, Tyler Wall, Kobe King, they're getting to the paint. You don't have to settle for jumpers. Make the defense work a little bit. Nice job by the freshman.
Young splits the defenders. Blocked by Reavers. Good adjustment.
Reavers doing a good job of blocking without foul.
Got those long arms at 6'11", and here he is on the offensive end. He'll try to tie it from the line.
Reavers didn't get that to drop, but he looks a step slow tonight. Get his legs going or something, but I've seen him throughout his career, and he just appears to be a step slow.
Coming up next on BTN, I mentioned it earlier, but we got a great doubleheader. Number 5 Michigan going to Champaign to battle Illinois Super Wednesday, all presented by U.S. Cellular. Next on BTN to the Fox Sports app. That'll be a fun one to watch.
Oh, no doubt about it. Illinois is going to come in and kind of needing this victory. I know it's early, but they dropped an important one at Maryland. And Michigan, one of the surprises, not only the Big Ten, but around the country in terms of the way they started this season.
Kevin Kugler, Robbie Hummel, Olivia Decker will be on for that one. Free throw line jumper. McConnell can't get it. Then a whistle and a hold. I wasn't sure whether they were to get that on Wall or McConnell, but it appears they are going to get it on McConnell.
Wow, McConnell hits the deck and gets called for the foul. He and Wall get tangled up there.
Ooh, could that have been a hook and
yes,
hold?
It could have very well been.
That was the big emphasis last year. It looked like the arms were locked. That's 2 on McConnell, so both he and Miles Johnson to the bench.
So Jacob Young there trying to heat the ball up. Does a good job defensively.
Trevor Anderson out to Reavers. He thought about it. Here goes Wall. Shot clock again going late, and that's going to be a travel. So already in this game, Wisconsin has more turnovers than they had in 40 minutes against Indiana.
Yeah, it's showing you the toughness and the defensive prowess of the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. I mean, they get after you, they make you uncomfortable. I mean, really, the referees can call a foul either way on every possession. It's just Big Ten basketball.
All these coaches say the same thing about facing Steve Michael and Rutgers. It's a 40-minute root canal.
Yep.
We were talking to Greg Gard earlier at Shooter. I was like, yep, this same Rutgers team, same identity.
That's right.
Harper off the heel. Mulcahy, though, flying through. Freshman guard, but he's got good size. And now Young right to the rim on the baseline.
Now watch Young now. He got his first layup to go. He's really going to be energetic. He's got a lot of energy. Fastest player on Rutgers' team.
He is. They say he can go inline to inline in a blur.
See Reavers, he gets a step off.
Yep.
Brandon. Something's up with him.
Because he had Ford, it was just a little late, and now Young. But it's bounced back out to Baker. Baker across the lane, short. And that's going to be a foul against Wisconsin, Brevin Pritzel. Right now, all the energy and all of the effort is with the home team.
That's exactly right. And go back and take a look at Jacob Young. Nice blow by on Reavers on the baseline, and defender thought about jumping right there, but he thought wisely to let him get to the rim. Good minutes off the bench for Young.
And he was good at Michigan State. Attacked the basket, got to the line, 6 of 7 for the strike. Little floater. Montez Mathis rattles it down.
And these are all positive signs for Rutgers to start this game. You've seen Baker score. Mathis, Ron Harper, Jr., DeBoer. They've all had a chance to get going on the offensive end.
Both of these teams require balance up and down their starting lineups and even off the bench. A lot of guys get involved, and that's the guy that they need to get more involved, his second bucket for Kobe King.
I'm telling you, he's emerging as one of the better shot creators in the Big Ten Conference. You got to respect his three-point shooting ability, but he's athletic, big, and strong enough to take the hit in the paint.
Whoa, he went up for the jam, I think, Geo Baker. Couldn't get it.
And I like that. He probably should have gotten a call there. A lot of contact at the rim.
Here's King again. No. Wall battling. And wisely kicks it out. Nothing is coming easy on either end.
Tell you one thing. Wisconsin might have come out slowly, but Tyler Wall hasn't. He's made his presence felt.
6 turnovers now for Wisconsin as a lean forward dragged his pivot foot. 3-point game inside of 8 minutes left in the first half. Wearing them. Well, we saw their new facility today, new practice facility. Speaking of things that the players get nowadays, boy, it's state of the art, isn't it?
Man, RWJ Barnabas Athletic Performance Center. You know, Brandon, you know I was in there hating.
You were jealous. That's what you were.
Big time jealous, man.
Baker, no, on the kick out from Mathis. That was a really beautiful facility.
Yes, it is. They did a fantastic job on it. Kudos to Rutgers University, really upgrading their facilities. Doing a fantastic job in that regard.
Baseline drive for Wall. Good shot fake. They say he does about everything right.
I like this young man. I mean, and the thing of it is, the reason he's having success is because he's playing hard. Everything else kind of comes to you in a game when you're putting out 100% effort.
And a true freshman in that rotation for Greg Gard, and he's been good so far this season. Yeboah catch and release short. And a rebound and then a foul is going to go against Rutgers and Duquesne.
Right here, you see Tyler Wall, jump stop. Young viewers, look what he did. It's not pretty, it's not cute, but it's effective. Dribble hard to the basket, jump stop, up fake, and you got an easy layup. Wall has been a really good addition off the bench here early for Wisconsin.
And he's listed at 6'7", 214, but he's got some room to grow muscle-wise into that frame.
Definitely. And as hard as he plays, he's going to be a handful once he does have a little bit more time in that weight room.
Trevor Anderson lost it. Outlet 2-on-1. Mathis blocked by Wall. What a play. But Mulcahy puts it in, and he's fouled by Davison.
You know what I was talking about with Wall? Effort. Mulcahy, more effort. Doesn't expect it to be made. He hustles down, gets it. Davison tries to foul him before he goes back up. Mulcahy, tell you, tremendous upside for this young man.
Sean Morris and I talked about it in East Lansing. He may not look the part, but he is a good, gritty player, Paul Mulcahy.
Well, he knows how to play. I mean, he can find his teammates wherever they need it. Oh, man.
And there's a steal in the backcourt. Yeboah up and in.
Well, this pressure has really been effective for Rutgers. They've used it sparingly, but when they have, they've come up big. Here's the thing. Oh, what a move.
Well, there you go. That's the guy they need. Kobe King, 2 more.
I'm telling you, if young players around the league are watching this game, you're noticing guys have success. They're not settling. They're getting to the rim.
Baker gets to the rim. Baker exploding, throwing it down with one hand.
And isn't this good to see some offense? We've seen some Big Ten teams struggle a little bit with their offense.
And that's going to be the second foul on Duquesne. Let's listen to that dunk by Baker. That is a BTN standout presented by Auto Insurance.
Great job splitting the double team. Elevation. Baker's 6'5" now. He's long. Got a few ups, too. He'll surprise you every now and then, but what will that do for his confidence?
He said he's 10 pounds stronger, all muscle this year. He played at 185, 175 last year. He just feels so much better, his body out there.
Yeah, what happens is for guys like that are built like him, which I was back in college, you get banged around a lot. If you don't have that added strength, it's tough to maintain your position and your center of gravity when you have the ball.
7 fouls now on Rutgers, but Trice can't convert at the line.
Kind of a tough possession here for Rutgers.
Okay, he looking to get it to somebody. Tries to lob it in. A desperation air ball for Shaq Carter. comes to Dietrich Trice. Wisconsin got down 9-0. Settled in, and then Rutgers picked it back up recently. Bad pass there from Trice. Up ahead. Baker off the backboard. Oh, he tried to leave it, but Mathis couldn't catch it. And then a foul on the other end. Man, if Mathis had thrown that down, the roof might have come off the rack.
I think you're right here. And you know what? That's a lot of chutzpah. I'm telling you. I don't know if I would have played the rest of the half back in college if I tried something like that. And I had teammates that would go and put that down. You have an ultimate green light when you can do that in real game time.
I'm shocked he did it, but I'll tell you what, I loved every second of it, even though Mathis couldn't throw it down. A Saturday BTN Hoops triple header coming your way. Penn State hosting Alabama. Seton Hall at Rutgers right here at the rack at 4 Eastern. And then the evening cap between Old Dominion and Illinois, all presented by Jeep.
I tell you what, when Mike Watkins is locked in, that Penn State team is tough. Lamar Stevens is going to be there. Brockington has played well, but Mike Watkins, man, when he locks in, Penn State is tough.
Timeout taken by Rutgers.
I like that. Trying to implore them to pick it up a little bit.
Yeah, Micah Potter, the Ohio State transfer, who will be eligible next game against Milwaukee. All week long, tip-off week in conference play is presented by U.S. Cellular. And a battle tonight, 25-21. Make it 28-21 as Harper buries the triple.
Boy, Geo Baker's playing with a tremendous amount of confidence. A one-hand whip-around pass hits Ron Harper Jr. right in the shooting pocket.
So 7-point lead now. Pritzel, his second three-pointer of the night.
I think Reverend Pritzel can look for his shot more often. He and Kobe King seem to be the most confident on Wisconsin's side. And look, it looks like Rutgers should be up 10 points. Wisconsin's only down 4 here. They're still in really good shape despite all those turnovers.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're right there. Mulcahy, tough finish with a right hand.
I like this young fella. You and Sean Morris are right. He's going to have quite a career here. Great size at the point guard position at 6'6".
Backdoor pass. Diving on the floor wall. And they're going to call it a tie-up. Arrow going to Rutgers.
So you saw Ryan Baker Jr. do a good job on the backdoor cut, getting his hand on the ball on the pass. Just need a deflection, then need your teammates to be locked in and go after that loose ball.
Davison back in. We saw him get banged up earlier, but has since returned for several good minutes. A good sign for Greg Gard.
Hey, man, there's an old saying that one of my coaches used to say, if you're not showing bone, you can play. That's Brad Davison, more so than any player in the Big Ten.
Yeah. He wears the mouthpiece, too. You don't see many guys wear the mouthpiece. This is an offensive foul, an illegal screen. They're going to call that on Shaq Carter. He wants an explanation.
And Terry Weimer, veteran official right there, made that call. I thought Shaq Carter was set. You don't see Rutgers too many times argue calls, but the players and Coach Peichel didn't like that one.
More backcourt pressure. Anderson traveled. Yep, dragged his foot. Man, the turnover trend continues.
Rutgers doing a great job of heating the ball up. And Dietrich Trice right now not doing well. And on the bench, he doesn't have foul trouble. No, doesn't have foul trouble. So Greg Gard elected to go with Anderson as opposed to Dietrich Trice.
12 turnovers, hard to believe. Season high 15 against Richmond. That, of course, was in 40 minutes. They haven't even played 20. Baker, good first half for that young man.
That should have been an and one. Davison got away with a nice grab on his arm. But that weight room work that you mentioned paid off right there for Baker.
You're right, though. He was looking around for the foul. No whistle. Wall driving on Mulcahy. Freshman on freshman. No, but the junior Reavers flushes it.
Tell you what, if I'm playing pickup ball, Tyler Wall can play with me.
Ron Harper misses. Yeah, Wall, he's going to be a beast to deal with for the next 4 years in this conference.
Yes, he is. And you know what? He's not afraid. He got jammed up. His defender really got into him, and he went right to the basket.
Okay, took it to the chest to Harper there, that kicks out to Fritzl. Davison, jump stop, kick out. Fritzl wants his third three tonight, won't get it. Who's there? Wall. Off to Anderson. Offensive rebound leading to a three-pointer.
Yeah, finally Wisconsin getting on the glass here in the last 2 or 3 minutes. And now we've got a three-point game in spite of all the turnovers. Dimitri Trice struggling. Aleem Ford has been in and out. And yet, Badgers in great shape here on the road.
Yeah, right back within 3. We get down towards a minute in what has been a very good first half. Baker, 2 to shoot. Got to put it up, taken away, Davison. He's got some trailers, and he's buffed before he can even look in their direction. First foul on Geo Baker.
Well, Tyler Wall gets this loose ball, gets it back out to Anderson, who doesn't hesitate one bit. Tyler Wall has been probably the best player in the first half. Kobe King scored the basketball, but Wall has set the tone in terms of effort and intensity.
Put in 11 good minutes. He had to go over there and get some water. Davison hits the first. Sunday on BTN, Hoops doubleheader tipping off with Purdue going to Nebraska. That's at 4. Then 6:30 Eastern, Ohio State still undefeated. Trying to keep that going in Minnesota. All on BTN, presented by Jeep on Sunday.
Those Ohio State Buckeyes, I'm going to tell you something. They cut your water off. I mean, they might be the best defensive team in the country right now.
We were talking with Greg Gard about them today and a couple of other coaches. There's a foul on the rebound, but saying, boy, how good that Ohio State team is and how good of a coach Chris Holtmann is.
Oh, Chris Holtmann is one of the more underrated coaches around the country, and he's got the personnel to play the style that he wants. Tough, gritty, sound on offense, but just it's like you're running in mud when you're trying to score against Ohio State in half court.
There's the second foul on Tyler Wall. So Wisconsin back within a pair.
Good D by Aleem Ford that time. That was a clear out for Yeboah.
That's going to be a 5-second call, and I was waiting for it. He couldn't get rid of it. You're right, though. Great defense by Aleem Ford.
A lot of time, guys don't understand. It's not your scoring that keeps you on the floor. It's your defense and hustle that keep you on the floor. A coach can live with you missing shots, but if you blow defensive assignments and you're not playing hard, they can't live with that.
Rutgers jumped out of the gate with a lead, 9-0. They've had the lead the entire half.
Reeves trying to get involved on the offensive end.
Davison sees a line, has it affected at the rim by Ducaray. And they'll say we're going the other direction with 16.9 remaining.
See, watch McConnell. Block shot, ball hits, watch McConnell throw it off the back of Davison. Larry Serrato all over.
So now they can hold for the final shot and take the lead into the locker. Geo Baker wants to do it himself, has it stripped. A few seconds here. Anderson for the lead. Yes! Wisconsin trails the entire half until that moment. Trevor Anderson buries a triple, and they go up 33-32 at the break.
Brandon, I'm here today, and you know, all the hustle points, all the activity measurements would tell you that they should be losing, but when that ball goes through the bucket, it clears a lot of things up.
33-32 lead thanks to the Trevor Anderson 3 as the buzzer hit at the end of the first half. And now the Badgers have it. They go right into Ford on the block. Around to Trice and back inside. On the other end of the floor, Kobe King, no, and a rebound cleared out of there by Harper.
You see the difference between the lean forward and Kobe King. Lean forward, settled and didn't push to get in the lane. Kobe King did. He didn't make the bucket, but that's a good attempt to start the second half.
And then a hold on Nate Reavers, his second personal.
I mean, consider this. Nate Reavers was 1 of 3. Dimitri Trice made his only shot he took. Those guys are really non-factors, and yet they were up 1 at the half.
Greg Gard plays an 8-man rotation. All 8 players scored in that first half. Very balanced.
That was really impressive, I think.
Miles Johnson. Well, it's good to see him impose his will after being limited to 5 minutes in the first half.
Yeah, I like his teammates looking for him, and you saw the arm length. I mean, he's already 6'11", but with those long arms, he can really get his shot off whenever he wants.
And only had the 2 points in 15 minutes against Michigan State. That's going to be a hold on Yeboah. First half stats, mentioned the turnovers, 18 points off of those turnovers for the Scarlet Knights, and then the 2 runs to start and end the half.
Yeah, it was an interesting first half, and the numbers, show the runs and different things, but Rutgers got 12 more shots on the glass, at the rim than Wisconsin. But if you're making shots, it covers a lot of things up.
Davison makes the shot there, so Wisconsin, they've hit 6 3-pointers tonight at 12 tries, 50%. Inside of the Baker, one-handed feed to Johnson.
Tell you what, boy, Geo Baker, he has made some plays and passes to his teammates. He's tried a few things that haven't worked out, but for the most part, he's gotten it where it needs to go.
And Johnson picks up the loose ball. Here is Baker. He's got 4 assists. He had 5 against Michigan State. This time a hesitation move. Everything but the finish.
I like him attacking Reavers in that situation. Reavers is backpedaling, a little bit off balance. He didn't draw the foul, but again, both teams doing a good job of getting to the rim early.
Corner 3, 4, too strong.
Well, he's had a couple of those where they're not really close. He shot an air ball, and that one was long as well.
And Mathis off balance on the baseline. Here comes Trice. He's been quiet in this game. The veteran leaders, the point guard, the guy that they might need to get going.
Johnson's got to be careful here.
Playing with 2 fouls. Reavers had it jarred free, no whistle. 3 on 2. Mathis, Yeboah plays it in.
Wow. A college basketball fast break ending in a layup? Oh my goodness, take my temperature.
But you think they were going to back outside the 3-point arc?
That's what we normally see. Good job by Yeboah, the veteran, getting to the rim. Swing offense, inverts guards, bigs can come to the 3-point line for the Badgers. Good movement here in this possession.
Reavers long 3 and off the front of the rim.
I'm okay with that shot. They got good ball movement that time. Moved the defense. Reavers had a good look.
Baker, cross-court skip. Yeboah gets it back up top and they'll reset.
Baker's dangerous in this situation.
Double screen. Step back. 3. Got it.
Yeah, he likes that situation. Late shot clock. Kind of rock the baby to sleep. Get the defender off balance and elevate.
Baker's got 9 to lead all the Scarlet Knights. Blocked, but a foul. And the crowd lets Terry Weimer hear about the whistle. They don't like it. But Geo Baker, he's doing his thing, Stephen.
Yes, he is. One-handed basketball to bring awareness and raise funds to fight this disease is absolutely, I can't say enough about it. And to see how much the coaches give of themselves during the season and off season to help raise awareness and funds is just a fantastic thing.
Yeah, and a cause to put the spotlight on year-round and doing it all basketball season, not just 1 day or 1 week out of the year. couple of free throws there for a lean forward, so that stops the run by Rutgers.
You said something in the break, Brandon. I think you're right. This is going to go down to the wire. We're going to see a series of runs by each team.
Yeah, it just feels that way. Great for Johnson.
Well, again, Miles Johnson into it now in the second half. Limited in the first half with 2 fouls, but getting his game on at the rim. I think Brevin Pritzel. Oh, good steal.
Great steal, Baker. He's back in the game.
Well, Demetric Trice looks like a deer in headlights right now. Just not the player that we've grown accustomed to seeing. Tentative with the basketball, not looking to shoot.
Ford for the elbow, and that quiets what had become a raucous crowd.
That's a heck of a play by Ford. Not settling. That frame, 6'7", 6'8", getting into the lane, making things happen. This game is not hard. Guys have to just settle down and let the game come to them.
He's got 7. He's averaging 10. Lob over the top. Harper couldn't stay in bounds. Flipped it to Trice.
Good job by McConnell, slowing down the penetration.
There's Trice. You mentioned his struggles. 3 turnovers. He came in with the second best assist-to-turnover ratio in the conference, but not tonight. Good pass. Wall in the corner. And Johnson gobbles it up.
That's all right. That's good offense that time. A lean forward, force a double team. He's being aggressive.
Here's Wall defensively, limiting Harper.
Steve Michael over there working Terry Weimer.
Here's Miles Johnson going to work, kicks it out. Ooh, McConnell, if he had caught it cleanly, might have been able to shoot it. Now a tougher shot. Doesn't drop. How about Harper just ripping it away from Wall?
Oh, my goodness. You know what that was right there, Brandon? That was Tyler Wall. Welcome to the Big Ten freshman. That could have easily been an offensive foul over the top by Ron Harper Jr. Look at this contact here. And just rips it away from Wall. And the strength at the rim, Ron Harper Jr. I mean, that was embarrassing that he got away with. But I'm impressed with him fighting through the contact. The old school and one opportunity.
He's got 30 pounds on Tyler Wall, and we mentioned earlier that Wall will get stronger as time goes on. And Harper does get the old school three-point play.
To me, that's just a freshman getting taken advantage of. That's all it was. Wall's in good position, but great play by Ron Harper Jr.
And as he goes to the bench, he tells the crowd to get up, and they do.
As they should. I mean, they got an 8-point lead here. They've come out of the locker room hitting on all cylinders.
King has 8 points. He gives it away to Davison. Davison curls it around to Ford, and Ford gets fouled by Mulcahy.
Good play by Davison. I thought he should have given the ball to Reavers on the block. He chose to drive baseline. Nice setup for a lean forward. You see Reavers right there, great position. Davison saw something better. Got the ball over to a lean forward.
This is something Ford has done much better this year, get to the line. He only had 4 free throw attempts all of last season, but already 22 so far this year. Later tonight on BTN, don't forget about the big show, 11:30 Eastern right here on BTN and the Fox Sports app.
Two teammates that have worked well together in the past, Dave Refson and Andy Katz, holding down the 1s and 2s after the game.
We have them back in studio. Of course, they'll be here for the next game in our doubleheader between Michigan and Illinois. Reverse, no good. And Johnson almost tapped it back in. After all that, though, it will stay with Rutgers.
Boy, Johnson is so long. When you see Nate Reavers upset and frustrated, that'll tell you something.
See his impact, Johnson. 8 points in 12 minutes. And there's a whistle against Wisconsin.
Boy, Kobe King got that one.
See the points in the paint for Wisconsin. He impacts on both ends, does Miles Johnson. Here he is on the offensive end with 3 defenders around. Young had it jarred free, got it back. 4 to shoot. Mulcahy tried to reverse it. They're going to say he got fouled by Reavers.
A little surprised that time. Jacob Young could have hit Mulcahy. Mulcahy, I'm sorry.
It's a tricky one.
Yeah, he could have hit Mulcahy earlier in that possession, and he would have had a wide open shot. I don't know why Young held on to the rock that time.
It's the 3rd foul, by the way, on Nate Reavers. Friday, more Big Ten basketball coming your way. The Hoosiers welcoming the Huskers to Bloomington for a conference matchup at 8 Eastern. Right here on BTN and the Fox Sports app.
Well, the Hoosiers got a hard-earned victory over UConn last night, just across the river from where we are. A big win for them, coming off that loss at Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's a tough stretch for them. Florida State, and then that loss to Wisconsin, going to the Garden to beat UConn, and then Nebraska coming up. 12 minutes to go. Up top 3 for Reavers. No. And Reavers caught it, but he was out of bounds. Immediate timeout. Rutgers up a half dozen. Trying to get their first win this year. And big
late on the closeout. Geo Baker really feeling good about himself after struggling at Michigan State.
At 4 points against the Spartans, but been different tonight. 11 points, 4 assists, also 3 steals for Baker. But he gets a breather right now. The offense goes back to work. Mulcahy kicks out. Young, catch and release. And a rebound comes down to Reavers. Outlet. Here comes Kobe King. Went to the rim through the contact.
Well, that's a heck of a move, and he's looking for a call. None to be had. That's okay. Great concentration at the rim.
The first Badger at double figures with 10, coming off that season-high 24 against Indiana. Young, reverse, no, follow, yes for Shaq Carter.
Shaq Carter needs to get involved on the offensive end. Good job getting on the glass. Jacob Young, last couple times, had his number called. Trying to get into it offensively.
Here's King again. Going to work against McConnell. Off the heel, no good.
Now, in that confidence, Kobe King is 6'7". McConnell, 6'5". McConnell's 6'7".
You said he's the fastest player on the team. There's that explosion.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? Steve Pike, I'll give him a lot of credit. He knew this young man was a little bit anxious to score. Called his number 3 times.
Timeout taken by Greg Gard of the Badgers.
Nice job, Jacob Young. Quick as a hiccup. Gets to
leading right now. You ask anybody about Steve Pike, they say he is intense. He needs that water during the game.
He needs that water during film session.
Man.
With his own team. He is just an intense guy. Played like that for Jim Calhoun at UConn and continues to coach that way.
Born and raised in Connecticut, as you said, played at UConn late 80s. And now here in his 4th season at Rutgers with the Scarlet Knights up 8 against Wisconsin. Badgers trying to eat into that deficit. That helps Brad Davison for 3.
That's a great shot there. They'd only been 1 of 5 from three-point land had the Badgers here to start the second half. So good sign for them.
7 of 17 on the game from distance. Foul. Davison, everybody knows he loves to take charges more than anybody in the conference, but that time he's whistled for the personal.
Well, that time Shaq Carter's trying to roll hard. You gotta allow the offensive player to come down. Davison got under him a little bit.
Second personal on the junior. Okay, he kicks it out. Young looks up at the shot clock. Wants to go to work on King. Step back three. Barely grazes the iron. Offensive rebound, Yeboah.
All these college guys watch the NBA. You can tell they all want to be James Harden. James Harden is James Harden for a reason, because he can make those shots. Get to the rim.
McConnell says, okay, shorten the lane. And they'll say it's Wisconsin basketball. But on that missed three-pointer by Young, it was another offensive rebound. Rutgers now 12-3 offensive rebound.
Yeah, and I think Rutgers was a little upset with their performance on the glass against Michigan State. Michigan State got them a little bit. They have responded tonight, really imposing their will on that offensive glass.
Davison in the corner to release Ford. Ford guarded by Carter. Shoots it right over him. A little too much mustard.
Shaq Carter going back on offense, clapping in front of the Wisconsin bench.
McConnell in the lane with the right hand.
McConnell, 6'7", is just too big for Brevin Pritzel. If he finds himself in that situation, he can get that shot when he wants it.
Price, as we mentioned, having a quiet night up top to Davison. Davison spinning, adjusting. Ooh, that was crafty.
Put him in the popcorn popper, Brad. I see you, young fella. Step through, swing.
And then a foul going against Rutgers. Let's go back to that Davison play.
Watch Brad Davison. Now, remember, he's a little banged up. Spin, jump stop, step through, layup. Very nice play by Davison. Not settling once again. It's almost, I know I sound like a broken record tonight, Brandon. When these players don't settle, good things happen.
Davison now with 9. Nobody on Wisconsin with more than 10. That's King. Balanced attack for both sides.
You know, you want that on the road. You don't want to rely on one or two guys.
Davison hit one a moment ago, not there. He thought he got fouled. Baker. Crowd oohing and eyeing, but he missed it. Now Johnson. Are they going to get that on him?
That's terrible.
Yes, they are.
That's
he said,
terrible.
Yeah, he's not very happy about it. That's his third.
That's a bad call. I mean, watch. Aleem Ford has his jersey right there. That's a tough call on the big fella.
So 3 fouls on Johnson. They're starting to heat up. This is going to be an interesting last 8 minutes.
I agree. Rutgers crowd, representative of the state of New Jersey. You're feeling the wrath of New Jersey right now.
They got another big one Saturday here against Seton Hall, speaking of New Jersey, in-state rival. Driving, good finish. Kobe King at the basket.
He doesn't jump the highest. He's not the fastest or quickest, Brandon, but he's just got a knack for scoring the basketball. Great job maneuvering through the defense and finishing.
Beginning of the year, Greg Gard said if there's one guy to single out that can make a jump that needs to, it's him, and boy has he, Kobe King. Harper, step back three. He settled for that a lot tonight. There's a hold. That's on Wisconsin. I said it's starting to get good. It is. We got a 3-point game. It was just ruled a common foul on Kobe King.
And I'm good with that.
And that's what it's going to stay as, so it will be Rutgers basketball. Here's Geo Baker probing, hanging, finishing, giving 13.
That weight room has really helped him out. You saw there was a little bit of contact. He was a little off balance. But nice shot there. Michael trying to get the home crowd on their feet here.
Wisconsin, who got down 9 early, then took the lead at half. And Rutgers has controlled most of the second half. A little strong there from Kobe King.
Now, if I'm Rutgers right now, I want to go to Johnson in the post. Reavers has struggled all night with his energy and effort. Let's see if I can get Johnson on the block.
Instead, Johnson setting a high screen here for Harper. Then rolling. Oh, he had him rolling to the basket. But a Baker 3 works better.
Geo Baker. Now, you know what? I got control of this.
King trying to answer, and he does.
Nice job by Kobe King with the up fake. And they finishes at the rim. He's had an answer every time Rutgers tries to build on that lead.
Yeah, a couple of crowd silencers, and King now has 14 to lead the Badgers. Illegal screen. And that is going to be the 4th foul on Miles Johnson.
You will rarely hear me say this, Brandon. Steve Pikiell's going to have to pick up a technical foul to protect that young man. That is not, to me, that's not a foul. He's had 2 or 3 calls tonight that I think are reputation calls. Look, I don't really know how much more sections you can be. He's set, and then Geo Baker, play ahead before that, is able to knock down that long-range 3. I feel bad for that young man right there.
And Steve Pikiell was upset at the call as well. So Johnson to the bench with 4 fouls. He's been limited to 16 minutes tonight. Here's Trice. Has it blocked by Baker. And then Baker is fouled by Kobe King. Geo Baker doing it all tonight.
Well, you rarely see a guy get his jump shot back in his teeth like that. Demetric Trice, I like the effort trying to get going offensively. Geo Baker. I have to give Demetric Trice a toothpick. Let's get some of that leather out of his teeth.
Well, it has not been Demetric Trice's night. 2 points, 3 turnovers, just 1 assist. And again, he came into the game second best in the conference at assist-to-turnover ratio, 30-12. Ooh, but Baker misses the front end.
From Wisconsin right now, not for this game, but for the rest of the season. I call Trice's number once again. You got to get him going offensively some kind of way.
Here he is. He's going to hand it off.
He's got to become involved, especially down the stretch here.
Kobe King. He'll head to the line.
Boy, he is just playing at a super high level, Kobe King. We've seen him post up, we've seen him dribble drive, we've seen him probe the defense and find a way. Really putting Wisconsin on his back here down the stretch.
He's a different player than a year ago when he averaged 4 points a game. Now he's up at 12, and that figures to rise after tonight. This is the first, though. Don't forget, we got a doubleheader going. All presented by U.S. Cellular. Michigan at Illinois next. A BTN and the Fox Sports app. 2 for King. But I think a lot of their Big Ten season may go as Kobe King goes.
I agree. I totally agree. See who Rutgers goes to this time.
It's going to be Mathis. In and out. Yeboah tried to get it, couldn't. And Wisconsin down 5. They've got the ball back inside of 5 minutes.
Inside of 5 minutes, and you're a 29% three-point shooter, as is Mathis. I don't think that's a good decision.
But Pritzel gave it back to him at a lob. Oh, it hit the rim. Was trying to get it to an open Shaq Carter.
Reavers make something happen here.
Contested, no. Good defense by Carter, and he rebounds it.
It was excellent defense. Didn't allow, he walled up nicely. Kept Reavers out of the paint for the most part.
And Steve Pikiell is going to use a timeout with 4:08 remaining. Scarlet Knights by a handful.
become more offensive oriented. A nice balance here for Rutgers, especially here in the rack.
10th all-time meeting between these two teams. The last two games that Wisconsin played here, they lost. They lost in January of 2015 and then January of 2018. Both very close, down to the wire ball game. Yeboah pulls up mid-range off the side of the rim.
Who's Wisconsin going to go to? Kobe King? Revan Pritzel?
King has been the man with 15. How about Reavers? He's been quiet, only 3 points. Maybe he thought he got hit on the wrist, but no whistle.
I thought he did on the release there.
He had 20 against Indiana, Reavers, but as I said, only 3 tonight. He scored in double figures every game. Baker splits him. Baker up with a left hand and in.
Wow, Geo Baker. He's done that twice tonight. First time it resulted in a hammer at the rim. That time a nice left hand layup off glass.
Crowd up again. Trying to do it himself, and he does.
That's a heck of a play.
Trevor Anderson, he'll head to the line to try to make it a 3-point play.
Talk about a young man that hit 2 threes in the first half. Doesn't get many offensive opportunities. He made sure he got that one. And Baker, low to the ground on the split. Nice job holding Kobe King off at the rim.
How about this game by Trevor Anderson? He has 8 points tonight. And Stephen, into this game, he had 8 points all season.
And that's something when you're trying to come from behind on the road and steal a victory. You got to have some unsung heroes. He has been one of them for Wisconsin tonight.
So now he has 9, 4 fouls on Yeboah of Rutgers, and we've got a 4-point game. Here goes Gio again. Knocks it down. He's got 20.
Yeah, he's just in great rhythm right now. Let the defense fade off of him a little bit and elevate.
Does Wisconsin have an answer?
Oh, nice recovery by Rutgers that time.
Trevor Anderson, Reavers thought about it. Has to take it. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
You got that right, and he's going to swear to his teammates tomorrow on film session, I meant to do that. No, you didn't.
Well, either way, that is a huge shot with inside of 2 minutes now.
Yes, it is. And you want one of your best players to step up and take an opportunity like that. He's been a little tentative tonight.
Baker milking that shot clock. He wants the answer. Can't have it. Johnson offensive rebound, and Johnson is fouled. The 14th offensive rebound tonight for the Scarlet Knights.
Boy, Rutgers was fortunate that time. Let's see here. First, let's look at Reavers. I mean, Ron Harper Jr. couldn't have been in better position defensively. That's better offense by Reavers.
And now Miles Johnson. This is not an area he excels, but he knocks down the first.
Isn't that funny? Guys, percentage-wise, maybe not good over the season, but when they get in these situations, it's really about confidence.
Well, he was 10 of 25 at the line before those two. Back to a 5-point lead. Anderson looking for space. None there. Here's Reavers. Back out to Anderson. Kobe King spinning. Has it stripped, but a foul. And Kobe King goes to the line with 67 seconds remaining.
Montez Mathis and Kobe King are sumo wrestling right there. Kobe does a good job of breaking contact on the spin, draws the contact. I mean, that's best case scenario right there for Wisconsin. Able to score with no time going off the clock, and if Kobe King can hit these, now they can set up in their defense.
And Yeboah just fouled out of the game. Goes to the bench with 9 points and gets a hand from this Rutgers crowd.
Boy, he's been a really good find for Rutgers as a grad transfer. I mean, you know, with Eugene Omoruyi leaving and Yeboah coming in, that veteran, that tough veteran, really paid off dividends early in the season for Rutgers.
And now Kobe King at the line for 2. Yes, it's the first. Reminder, Michigan and Illinois next, presented by U.S. Cellular. Don't go anywhere. Great doubleheader tonight on BTN. No, it remains a 2-possession game. You got to figure they're going to again milk the shot clock here with Geo Baker.
Boy, he was fortunate.
So he just got across the timeline.
Just got across the timeline. I was watching closely. That was close.
And I think that's what he's saying to Steve Peichel. You're lucky that he got across, and then Peichel's going to take the timeout. 13 years ago, and they're trying to get the 9th straight home win for the Big Ten Conference. These early season conference games. McConnell trying to get it in. Into the corner to Harper. And a reset.
Dimitri Trice doing a really good job of trying to deny Baker the basketball.
But McConnell frees himself and scores it, and a blocking foul.
Oh, that's a heck of an adjustment by McConnell. Dimitri Trice did a great job of denying Geo Baker the ball. But Caleb, you know what? He made a play. That's all you want to see from guys in this situation. Make a play. That's exactly what he did.
What a huge bucket for the sophomore from Jacksonville, Florida. And now trying to convert the three-point play, and he does. Rutgers by 7, and Wisconsin badly in need of a bucket.
And the Badgers can get to the rim. They don't need to settle for a 3, but they got to get there quickly.
Reavers, he'll take it. Oh, he banked one in earlier, that time only backboard. Up ahead to McConnell. Underneath, Johnson, and the foul.
Great job of Rutgers not settling once they got out of the initial pressure. They continue to put the pressure on Wisconsin. And on the backside of pressure, you can get layups like this. Nice execution.
I was about to say McConnell maybe pull that out, but that turns out pretty well for the Scarlet Knights.
Well, it helps that McConnell 6'7" and can go over the top over a defender like that to make that play.
9-point game. Trice off to Anderson. Anderson will drive here. That's going to be goaltending. Count the basket. So 70-63, but only 17 seconds remaining.
Rutgers can be strong with the basketball and hit their free throws. It would be in great shape. I mean, they threw the first punch in the second half. They came out, established themselves, and have been solid all the way down the stretch.
Full court press, Mulcahy the inbounder. Gets it into Baker. And Baker is fouled. This is a tough place to play, and everybody in the conference knows that. And Wisconsin has not won here since joining the Big Ten, or rather Rutgers since they joined the Big Ten. Wisconsin hasn't won here, and they're about to drop to 0-3 in this building.
And I'm going to tell you something. Kaminsky, Sam Decker, those guys have all been in this building. I mean, there were some pros on this Wisconsin team. in those last 2 losses out since they've come out here. So it's not a fluke, ladies and gentlemen. Rutgers is difficult to beat here in the RAC.
Well, back in 2015, that team was number 4 in the nation. That was the highest ranked win for a Rutgers team ever. And Baker has tied his season high with 22. Trice has it knocked out by Mathis. Trice is making it look like he might have also caught an eye to the face.
And that just wasn't a really good play by Mathis. He was fortunate not to get called for a foul.
Boy, this Rutgers team is fired up.
As they should be. Didn't play well offensively. We're right in the game with 5 minutes left at East Lansing against Michigan State. I think they got some confidence from playing one of the better teams in the conference on the road.
Crowd's pretty amped up as well. Big night for King with 18, but it won't matter. Tonight belongs to the Scarlet Knights. 72-65 as Steve Peichel's crew gets the victory over the Wisconsin Badgers. And the Badgers are still winless here. 0-3.